Thank you very much for joining us. Our guest this morning, the senior senator from Massachusetts, Senator Elizabeth Warren. Senator, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to be with you, even if virtually.
Yes, it's the best we can do under the circumstances. First of all, before we really get into the issues here, my condolences on the loss of your brother to the coronavirus. May his memory be a blessing.
Thank you.
As we're recording this interview, researchers at Columbia University are releasing models estimating that 36,000 deaths might have been averted if U.S. officials had begun imposing social distancing measures 1 week earlier than they did. 54,000 might have been saved if they started 2 weeks earlier. Do you in any way blame the Trump administration for your brother's death?
What those numbers show is that government matters. If the Trump administration had started planning for this crisis back in January, we wouldn't be in this mess today. And lives would have been saved and our economy would be in better shape. But it takes planning, and it takes a smart, thoughtful, science-informed, aggressive response. Back in January, the Trump administration was ordering masks for themselves, but not for anybody else around the country. They weren't stockpiling them then, other personal protective equipment. When people were calling and saying, this crisis is coming, can we help? The answer was no. And that has been the position of the Trump administration all along. It has been to deny the problem and not have effective leadership. And I think every time we go back and analyze where we've come from to this point, we see that what the Trump administration has done has cost people lives and has cost our economy a lot of harm to people.
Well, let's talk about the present and the future. Your colleague and ally, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, says she thinks Governor Baker's reopening plan for Massachusetts is too much too soon, that we are, quote, not ready to reopen, end quote. Do you agree with her?
Well, the way I see this, reopening is going to be totally based on, right now, what we can do on testing, what we can do on contact tracing, and what we can do on making sure that there is plenty of personal protective equipment available. And then every step we take, you just have to keep collecting the numbers. And we're going to, have to learn as we go along in this. But the point is to make an informed decision. It's what I'm pushing for right now down here in Washington. Once again, we need more money going into testing, and we really need to ramp up a contact tracing program like the kind that we're launching in Massachusetts. But we need to put federal muscle and federal money behind that.
Well, we were one of the first states to do wide-scale contact tracing, to get a program up and running. Baker's been perceived as being ultra cautious, yet Congresswoman Pressley, with particular emphasis on the toll this is taking on communities of color, is flashing the red light. Do you onto something or not?
Well, look, Marty Walsh has also said that Boston is not ready. And he bases that on his public health officials and the numbers of people who are still testing positive, the number of people who are still in the hospital, access to testing kits and to personal protective equipment. I think he knows Boston well, and he's not comfortable doing this yet. And I know that what Congresswoman Pressley is trying to do is to make sure that this pandemic, which has not fallen evenly across the board, it has fallen disproportionately hard on communities of color, and she wants to make sure that the decisions that are being made are ones that are going to be good for the community she represents, and I give her great credit for that.
I want to squeeze in one more super quick one before we take a break here. During the campaign, you said you were open to candidate Andrew Yang's proposal for a universal basic income. But you also said back then that there's, quote, so much more that we should do before we get there, end quote. Well, has the collapse of the economy changed your view on that at all?
Look, the collapse of the economy means we need to get money into people's hands. And we can do some of that through cash, which is something that Andrew Yang has advanced. But we can also do it by relieving people on expenses. We need money in child care to support our child care facilities. And that's why Congresswoman Catherine Clark and I have been elevating the idea of putting $50 billion, $100 billion into supporting child care, making child care universally available to everyone. It's a part of the infrastructure if you want to get this economy restarted. It's also why I think we should be canceling a big chunk of student loan debt. Take that burden off young people so that they're not struggling with student loan payments. You know, they'll spend that money. They'll put it right back into the economy. So I don't think this is a single either or, yours or mine. I think this is really about the various ways that we need to support this economy, not by watering the treetops, but by watering the grassroots.